What is going on, guys? Welcome. Now, listen closely because I'm going to tell you exactly how to go about building your dream physique, just like I did with my client Tommy and tons of other clients, to lose way more than 10% of his body fat while working with me, while also gaining muscle and finally being able to see his abs for the first time. Now, if you're watching this, you're probably in a similar place that I was when I first started. I hated how I looked, skinny, weak, invisible, unnoticeable. But I would watch things like Thor, Captain America, Dragon Ball Z, and I wanted to look like them. I didn't want to look just good. I wanted to feel like a man, a warrior, someone who earned their respect. For me, it wasn't just about muscles. It was about becoming someone I could respect, a physique that showed I was disciplined to walk into a room and just have that aura, that presence. And so I wanted to have that physique to show that I didn't quit. I wanted to feel confident with my shirt off. I wanted to inspire others to work harder, to become more, to live healthier, and to lead by example, not just for me, but for my friends, my family, to show them that there's a better way, that you can live healthier, you can be fitter, to be a good example, and to show that example without even having to say a word. So my physique became proof of the mindset that it took to build it. My body told my story not just of my workouts, but of my transformation. And that is why I coach, that is why I push others to become physically stronger, but not just physically, mentally. You're going to change into a whole new person. A lot of people say getting abs or a nice body is not that deep, but I disagree. Now, today, I have a special opportunity for you. An opportunity that is so special that if you stick around and watch the whole video, I'm confident that you will be well on your way to your dream physique. And here I'm dropping the sauce. Now, I have been fat. I have been skinny. I've been skinny fat. I've had every body type that people despise. I was lacking confidence, lacking discipline, spending my time playing video games, smoking weed, watching porn, which ruins your drive and your motivation. I was locked out, not locked in. But I knew it was possible to completely transform myself because I had watched others do it. The dissatisfaction began to grow until it was unbearable, and I knew I could not take it anymore. So I started taking the gym and my nutrition more serious. I stopped wasting my precious extra time doing worthless shit that was not getting me anywhere. This is where true transformation starts, when you realize that time is precious. It slips away. You only have a limited amount of time in your life. And if you waste it, you will regret it. You need to put in the work now or forever regret the rest of your life. Now, today, I inspire millions with my story, with my physique. I have competed in bodybuilding, become a pro natural bodybuilder. I have gotten a massive following. I've been on America's Got Talent and shown off my physique. So my confidence is unbreakable. My experience with training and nutrition is vast. I now help others achieve the same thing that I did. I started working out over 18 years ago, which may be longer than a couple of you guys watching this have even been alive for. I've achieved that anime superhero look that I always wanted. All the while, I'm just a normal dude that grew up in Florida that was very scrawny, and I struggled to put on muscle for the first couple of years even. This was not a quick transformation for me. I had to struggle and learn what works. So if you are unhappy with your physique, if you are lacking confidence when you look in the mirror, if you are not where you want to be in life, this is for you. Let's set the goal. Since building an insane physique can take years, let's start with a solid goal in mind. Lose 10% of your body fat to reveal your abs in the next 180 days while building muscle. Now, depending on where you're starting, this is going to help you get rid of that muffin top and set you on your way to seeing your six-pack abs. Everyone has them. It's just about revealing the abs that are underneath the layer of body fat. Now, I've helped men of all different body types and ages achieve this goal in this exact time frame. This gives you a solid goal to shoot for, a realistic timeline, and allows us to cement in habits that will rocket you into becoming a new version of yourself. This is not just a diet. This is not a temporary fix. This is becoming a new individual, someone who spends their time differently, someone who must die to their old self, the self that you used to be, every single day to achieve your goals. This doesn't mean that you have to say goodbye to pizza forever. Actually, once you have learned what you need to know when it comes to training and nutrition, you will be able to have that pizza. You will know how to operate in order to chase your goals. And this is where you will experience true freedom. You can learn to eat intuitively. You learn what works, what you can fit into your diet, and still enjoy your life. And why is this so important? Because you only have one body. You have to learn how it works so that you can master the way that it looks. You can choose how you want it to look while still enjoying your life. If you are someone that is looking to use fad diets to get the results that you want, this is not for you. If you're wanting to listen to some specific guru, some random keto or paleo guy that says his way is the only way, this is not for you. If you're not ready to spend at least 4 hours in the gym every week, this is not for you. If you are not willing to practice restraint and stop eating junk food all the time, this is not for you. If that's the case, if you can't give up junk food at all, then your pain is not great enough. You might just have to wait and come back until you're uncomfortable with your body, with how you look, and wait for that pain to be so great to come back later. If that's the case, you can just scroll away, click away, whatever. If you are not committed to becoming the best version of yourself, this is not for you. Get out of here with your excuses, with your body positivity. It's okay for me to not like how I look. That is getting you nowhere. Now, building an insane physique is only difficult if you are doing it wrong. So now you're probably wondering, how do I build my best body? What do I need to do? And that's what I'll show you in this video. So it breaks down into 3 simple steps. The first one is optimize your nutrition. You need to learn to track your calories, your macros, and micronutrients. Understand what is going into your body so you can learn to fuel yourself properly. The only way you are going to ever lose body fat is through a calorie deficit, eating less calories than you are burning. You need to cut out the bad habits like eating while watching TV, mindlessly eating, eating out at restaurants all the time, getting fast food for all your meals, drinking your calories, soda, eating when you're bored just to munch on something and you have nothing better to do. Sometimes this even comes down to getting rid of toxic friend groups that are holding you back, or stopping smoking weed or vaping, using nicotine, causing you to undereat. You can be overeating or undereating and not reaching your goals. You might have trouble putting on weight. You might have trouble losing fat, and those are factors. All of these are factors that you need to start to work on. You also need to understand that eating high protein and high fiber is essential to building a great physique and having amazing health. Food should not have power over you. You should be in control. That is a healthy relationship with food. You being in control. Not just eating whatever you want. Controlling what you eat and knowing what works for you. Now, this is very important. You have your supplements, your timing, your micros, your macros, and your calories. And your calories are going to be the most important. These ultimately determine if you gain or lose fat. The macros determine the way that you look. So you need protein to build muscle, you need fats for hormone health, you need carbs for energy. The micronutrients, they determine the way that you feel, how healthy you are. The timing of meals, it's important, but is a much smaller factor, along with supplements. That is also the smallest factor of all. You need to make sure the micros, the macros, the calories, that's what's going to get you to reach your goals. Not the supplements, not the random creatine and all this other stuff. You need to make sure these are on point before you even worry about supplements. Now, the second thing is to optimize your training. 4 days a week is the minimum needed to make really good progress. Your split should be based off of these factors. How much time do you have to train each day? How many days a week are you able to train? What body parts are you lacking that you want to focus more on? What body parts do you want to prioritize? Now, there's things like full body, upper, lower, or push-pull legs, which are great if you only have 3 to 4 days a week. When you train more than 4 days a week, that's when you can play around with different splits like Arnold, Push-pull legs can also work for that. The bro split and my personal routine, which is an 8-day super split for when I work out 5 to 6 days, or even sometimes 7 days a week. But you have to remember that cardio also matters. You need to be active through your steps and do moderate intensity and cardio at least 120 minutes per week. Now, the third step is recovery, maintainability, and discipline. You need to focus on your sleep. If you're not getting your sleep, you're not going to build muscle. Your fat loss is going to be much worse. You need to make sure your routine is maintainable. If you can't maintain it, you're going to go hard for a week, a month, and then fall off because it's not maintainable, not sustainable, and you're just not going to do it. You're going to fall off and be like, oh, I can't do this. You also got to make sure you don't rely on motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It is great for getting you started, but you're not always going to be motivated. You cannot rely purely on feeling hyped up and ready to go. So you need to make sure you stick to the plan even when you do not want to, like my client Tommy, who was in the military. He was tired. He did not always feel like working out or sticking to his diet, but he did. And he looks shredded afterwards. He put in the work, even on days when he didn't want to. So even with this information that I've given you today, it is just the tip of the iceberg. Although it may seem simple, it is the hardest thing from easy. So this free training, it goes over what it takes for a transformation. Nutrition, the discipline, the mindset. These are just the tip of the icebergs. There are more factors, more nuance to this. Things like how to progress once you've started to make progress and the progress stops and you hit a plateau. How to deal with hunger as you get lean. The specific supplements, which are a smaller factor, but once you have everything else dialed in, they can help you out. There's also things like life obstacles, injuries, traveling, just random life events that get in the way, which cause you to lose progress or not be able to maintain the same schedule. And then there's even things like novelty. You might get bored with an exercise. You want to enjoy your workouts as well. This is not just something that you need to hate. This is something that needs to be maintainable, sustainable, something you enjoy, because once you enjoy it, you will make much more progress. For those of you who want to work with me one-on-one to fast track your progress, avoid wasting time, and get straight to making massive amount of progress, to have customized meal plans, customized training plans, macro plans, everything is customized based on your goals, based on what you need, how many days a week you can work out, what equipment you have available, if you're on the go, if you're traveling, it is customized towards you. One-on-one with me personally, and I will be there every step of the way to not just guide you and tell you what to do, but to educate you, to teach you, so that you can learn how to do this on your own and take mastery of your physique for life and learn how to implement everything that I taught you. So this is my offer: to work with me, Munz Fitness, and join the team amongst many other people I have worked with, just like Tommy, who was busy in the military but still got amazing results. I've worked with many people in the military, busy dads, busy family people, police officers, you name it. Just because you're busy does not mean that you cannot have a great physique and make crazy progress, just like my client Eric, who lost over 100 pounds, just like many others. Or for example here, this was a client that was struggling with diabetes. For 2 years, he worked 16 hours a day, not getting up from the computer, barely sleeping, and binge eating takeout. He finally got his blood work results after working with me, and all of his cholesterol numbers went down. The main one, which was 264, it should be around 150. It went down to 210, and he completely reversed his diabetes. He says he is so incredibly relieved right now. I don't even know what to do with myself. I'd been dreading this call for 3 months. Thank you so much for all of your help in the workouts and checking in. I really couldn't have done this without you. And just tons of clients that have just lost weight that they never thought that they could do before. If you would like to actually make a change and take this seriously, click the link down below to where you can apply for my coaching to work with me one-on-one. The spaces are limited, so make sure you are serious. If you are not ready to make a drastic change and completely change your life for the next 6 months, please do not apply. Do not waste my time. Don't waste your time either. This is for people who really are tired of how they're looking and they want to make a change. So if you are committed to implementing what I'm going to show you and skip years of making mistakes for yourself, then this is for you. So click below to join my coaching, and hopefully I will see you on the inside. Let's get these gains.